talk about it a little bit. All right, so Matt, this is your state finals match against Eric Faught. Eric, I think, was a freshman at this time. This was your senior year, and he was undefeated at the time. And I did a double check. I know I knew he had a pretty successful high school career. He was a 3-time state finalist, finally won it his senior year. But you gave him, in this match, you gave him one of his 5 career losses. I don't know if you realize that. He didn't lose much, but.
I did not. That's pretty cool. I actually wrestled him at the Battle of Waterloo earlier that year, and I think he beat me either like 10-2 or 12-2 or something. I don't know. He crushed me at Waterloo. He just destroyed me. But yeah, I mean, he's a great competitor too. It was fun wrestling with him.
Yeah. So here we go. Now I see over there in your corner. Who do we? I see. I think Andre Avila and Tristan DeShazer. Is that right?
Yep. Those are the lightweight coaches at Assumption, and they, they molded me into the wrestler I was for sure. And Coach Bush even knew that. I mean, usually Coach Bush is in that corner with whoever's in the finals, but he knew that those were my 2 coaches, so he let them sit.
Sure.
It's the first time I watched this match.
It still makes me nervous to watch it. I get like antsy.
And you're repping the pink Assumption singlet. That one, that's a fancy one.
Yeah. That I kind of started actually. Then Julian Broderson wore it. She had never lost in that year, so I was like, I'm sticking with this singlet then for the whole state tournament.
Heck yeah, I don't blame you. I'm a little superstitious.
Yeah.
That kid must have been strong because you're in deep on that double.
Oh, he's lanky. He's long, so it's hard. I was in deep on him a lot actually, but once he sprawls, like his lower half of his body is so long, it was hard to finish.
And now they cut over to a different match, unfortunately. There we're back.
Yeah. Spagula.
And you're working the edge of that mat really nice too, Matt. So I mean, you know where you need to be and when to attack on them as well.
Yeah. And that was big at the end of the match also. And obviously it's helped me so much in college with that back out rule, and they call stalling like as soon as you back out. So it's helped a lot.
I've seen a couple traditional Young Gun front headlock series there.
Oh yeah. Those are drilled into my brain for sure.
I don't think people understand how much energy that takes out of your opponent just even having to breathe underneath that front headlock series.
Yeah, absolutely.
Matt, I noticed early on when you were headed out of bounds, you hit a little bit of a carry where if you were in bounds, I think you might have finished that one.
Yeah, that was something. That was my first move I ever learned from my brother. He always hit a carry. And so that was just like my bread and butter. He kind of just pushed that on me.
Sure. Good fight. Good job keeping your hips up, not letting them. You probably know there's short time there. You hear them count, hopefully. Yeah.
Yeah, there was just telling myself not to panic, not to do anything stupid. There's short time. But yeah, I mean, it was hard for sure because I couldn't see the clock or anything, so I didn't know how much time was really left. Oh, I look a little bit bigger now, huh?
Did you see that? Did he choose down?
I actually don't remember. I want to say he did choose bottom, yeah.
Yeah, caution stop. Are you southpaw?
I honestly, I always switch it up in a match. I usually am all right side, and then I get into a match and I'll do both.
Way to move your feet on that.
Yeah, I mean the biggest thing with him the first time we wrestled was he wrestles for Seabolt, and they have really good elbow control and they have really good outside singles. And the first time we wrestled, he was just taking me down and cutting me over and over again with the same outside single. So, and actually that's why I wrestled on one knee for a lot of the match too. We just didn't want to give him that opportunity to take a shot on the outside single.
Yeah. Good game planning. So I don't think we set the stage quite. So this kid, we did a little bit. So Eric Faught, undefeated freshman coming in. Matt Randone, somewhere around 8 or 9 losses.
I think I had 10 going into the finals.
Okay. Ranked number 9 in the state right now.
Yeah.
Going into the state finals. Shouldn't have ever been there on paper, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
There you go. That's what you're talking about. Staying down low so he doesn't tackle.
Yeah, and DeShazer was the one thing I can never hear coaches when I'm wrestling. I swear, it's like I don't know why I can never hear them. But the one thing I heard was just get down on the knee. I just kept hearing that over and over again, and that switched the whole match completely. I kind of went in. I think my nerves got the best of me going in, and I didn't do anything. I did it off the whistle, the first whistle, and then I got away from it for a long time. And then right in the middle of this period, I was like, I went right back down and ended up changing the entire match.
There's that carry.
Boom.
Yep.
Nice.
There it is. Yeah.
I'll bet your brother's going ape up there in the stand.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. 100%.
5 seconds. You just need to get it right out. Going that third period with a lead. Or no, tied it would be.
Yeah. And actually, before, a funny story about the whole finals night is we were going to leave for the arena, and we got stuck in traffic in Des Moines on the way to Wells. So I got there, literally just tied my wrestling shoes, and the march started. And then I was the first match after that. So I got no warm-up time whatsoever, no preparation. Literally, as soon as I got there, put on my shoes, went out and did the march, and then had to go out on the mat for my match.
Holy smokes. No time to be nervous. Let's go.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was a slick move.
Now, something I noticed here, and I always talk to my son about this with wrestling is take your time, regroup on that edge, and then get back to the middle. You don't have to be sprinting back to the center all the time. I mean, yeah, you want to look dominant, but I mean, there's a time to regroup and make sure you got a game plan going back to that center of the mat.
Yeah, I always do that. I'm never really the first guy back to the center. I think I'm exactly what you said. It just gives me like a couple seconds to regroup my thoughts before I go back. And I feel like people that are just rushing back to the center all the time, it's just like, I don't know, it's almost like you're wasting your energy running back to the center. I'm going to take my time.
We had that discussion even with kids out at state. You see them the first time out at the state meet, and actually Juergens was the one who told us about this, is they're not going to start the match without you. Take your time, walk. Don't go your long, get into your circle.
And also, another thing is, like, kids will warm up like an hour and a half before they wrestle. It's like that's like one of my biggest pet peeves. Like, I'm just like, calm down. You don't need to work yourself up already. And I honestly, I'm glad I got to Wells in 15 minutes before my match, honestly, because I think I would have been so nervous and I would have been pacing back and forth, and then just completely blew my lungs, like you were saying.
Yeah. And then you would have anyway, I guess, as a 6-pounder, but you got your match done, and then boom, I get to relax. You get to watch the show the rest of the night.
Yeah, actually, I had like a cold or some sort of flu that night. And so as soon as I got off the podium, I went back to like the warm-up area, and one of my teammates was sitting there talking to me, and next thing I know, I woke up, and actually Wyatt was wrestling in his finals match. So I missed the entire finals night, and then I woke up for his, and then that was the end of it. But
sure.
So during that last break, when it was blood time, whatever, you went to the corner. What did Tristan or your coaches give you for advice?
They basically just told me not to be complacent in this spot. You know, I had the lead with short time left, but it was just about, you know, putting more points on the board. You know, if I will go and wrestle, you know, this last minute and put points on the board, then you know, there's no way I'm losing this match. But if I sit back and wait for him, that's exactly what I did at Waterloo, and look what happened. You know, he put up 10 or 12 points on me.
It looks like he's starting to break right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that last takedown, that one hurt him. And now, you know, you're probably feeling pretty good. You know, you're tough on top. You know, you're got a 3-point lead here.
Yeah, I was very, very confident going in, you know, on top. And then I think I got hit for a stall warning right there, or yeah, actually got for stalling for a point. And I thought I was trying to return him, but obviously, you know, it's the ref's decision there. But yeah, I mean, the end of this match is crazy because I got hit for stalling, and I think I got a caution point. So next thing I know, it was 5-4 with 15 seconds left rather than 5-2.
So yep, I think that comes here.
There it is.
Yep. So now you're down to crunch time.
Yeah.
You got to ride for 18 seconds here.
Yeah. I honestly, I didn't have. I don't even know what was going through my mind at this point. I was basically, like we were talking about earlier, going back to what I was taught, you know, for 4 years of high school. You know, Coach Bush kind of prepared me for this time.
Excellent. Just going in autopilot. There goes the crab. Turn them over and roll. And that's it.
Yeah.
Can you remember your thoughts right now?
Honestly, not at all. I don't even really remember, like, watching that match, it feels brand new to me. I don't really remember the entire match. I guess I do remember him going flat, but like the celebration, and I don't even remember what happened after the whistle blew. But
Do you remember, did you have a plan that you were going to toss your bands up and then give them a
yeah, so actually the whole thing was I had this whole celebration in my head, and then I did none of it except for the shooting the ankle bands one, but at least I got that part in. I mean,
Sure.
that was the most important.
Yeah. Pete Bush giving you the gold.